It's the Duffin Up Podcast.
All right, Duff Daddies and Duff Mamas, we have on a very, very special guest for you this week. This man has over 25,000, I think it's close to 26,000 now, followers on TikTok. This man is the pride of Laurel Oak, Johnny V. Welcome to the podcast, good sir. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing very well. I've been watching your videos for a little bit now. Really enjoy them. I've been binging a little bit of the podcast. I know you guys just had Sarah DeMarco on, which was really cool, really great listen. Anybody who's watching this and hasn't watched that, I highly recommend going and looking at that.
Before I get into the first question, I will say I have never learned so much in my entire, I have gone through graduate school, I've gone through college, I've gone through high school. I've never learned more in my entire life sitting with someone for an hour than I did during that podcast. So shout out to Sarah. Awesome guest. We loved her. First question, Johnny. How are you the pride of Laurel Oak, sir?
Well, I gave myself that nickname. Yeah.
That's how all nicknames start, I feel. A lot of times.
Laurel Oak is it's my home course out here, and I've been a member out here playing since I was 13, so almost 10 years. And I have met some lifelong friends out here. I've played incredibly well and incredibly poorly, and it's been a really big part of my life. Just from a golf and professional and sort of a personal standpoint. And so I take a lot of pride in that. And so that's where the name came from, is that I have a lot of pride in this place. So I'm the pride of Laurel Oak.
How close do you live to the country club?
I'm actually looking at it. It's right there.
Wow. You seem to be like on top of it.
There's a lake right outside this window here. There's the 18th green, you've got the 9th green right next to it, and then there's the cart barn.
Just the way you're looking over yonder out the window to a golf course. I know that look. I mean, you don't get it every day. It's got to be an unbelievable, and Florida year round.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, our Christmases are 75 degrees. It's
how
awesome.
How often are you sneaking out there at night just to chip and putt? And that's the dream. That's the dream over here.
Well, a lot of us actually did that to the point where they put this giant floodlight on the clubhouse that shoots over the green. So whenever we're going over there at night, if they're still like serving dinner or doing whatever the hell they're doing in the clubhouse, we'll just ask one of them to turn the floodlight on, and then we can just putt out there until like 11 p.m.
Wow, they're cool with it. Have you ever heard of Glow V1s?
I'm sorry.
Glow V1s.
They're golf balls. There's Pro V1s, obviously.
Yeah.
Titleist. There are also Glow V1s. I kid you not. I bought them. Like, they're probably as expensive as your Pro Vs, and it comes with a flashlight, and you just spin the ball in the flashlight. Like, I played last night with my neighbor, 2 holes at like 9 o'clock here.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
That actually sounds like a really good idea.
It was great buy. He lost one, so I'm down to 8 now. Bought a dozen down to 8. But I don't know why I'm just saying. I think this is the first time I might have mentioned on the podcast.
This is your first mention of the Glow V1s. Those have come in so handy at Stony Lee sometimes.
They're terrific. I mean, I don't know about you guys. Like, nighttime is kind of depressing. Like, it's like, who wants to be outside at night, out like just pitch black? But if you're chasing a little Glow V1 around, makes it a little more fun.
I'm actually looking at it right now. These things, they glow bright.
They're dope, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you pick it up, you spin it, you give it a good 10 seconds if you got a full charge flashlight.
I like
the amount of content that is just spinning in Johnny's mind right now. This is absolutely amazing.
Well, not only does it say Glow V1, it says on the little JPEG on Glow Gear Golf, it says tour distance. So they're really going for like that tour caliber player,
Dude, I'm not a golf. You're younger than me, and you got just a bit lower handicap, whatever. But they feel like a regular ball, it's not like you hit it and it's like, I feel like a regular ball. I don't know what the shipping looks like on it. My neighbor heard about it and think he put it in order, and I don't know if he's seen them yet, but good little idea.
I have to give that one a try.
Yeah, night putting. You'd start. You can either do teams or whatnot, and you play 18 holes just on the putting green. It's a good hour and a half of fun, and what other shenanigans that if someone comes and yells at you to get the hell off, then it's not like you're disrespecting the course. You just want to play more golf, and
of course,
obviously we're all golf lovers. So who doesn't want to play more golf? And the only thing that restricts us is daylight sometimes. And you heard it first.
That's true.
12v1s.
Exactly. 12v1.
So Johnny, talk to me about Florida golf. We got a little bit into it. We recently just had a little trip down there. Played a few courses down there. Celebration, Champions Gate. Sarasota is a little bit further away than that, obviously. But Tell me any cool courses that you've played, or any famous courses that you played. I'm intrigued. I mean, you know how to get around a course way better than we do. So you get to experience the joys of special golf courses. Now, have you played any special golf courses, famous golf courses down there in Florida?
I really wish that I could say that I played a lot of them. Like I really want to go play Innisbrook and PGA National, but I really haven't. The one that really stands out is we have a Corn Ferry event down here in Sarasota. It's called the Leecom Suncoast Open, and they host it out here at Lakewood National. That is one of that course is quite literally a doozy. It is, I think it's 7,300 yards, and the front nine of that course has 3 par 3s and 3 par 5s. It's
what?
I like that.
And they're extremely long too. It's really when I was at my my older golf academy, when I was doing that, we would go out there right when it first opened. Because they were building a development around it, and they really hadn't gotten that underway. Really, the golf course was the only thing open there, and we would go out there and we would play from the tips out there, like the Champions tips, where it was like 7,300 yards, and there were no trees, no houses out there. So all you're getting is like this crazy swirling wind because there's nothing to stop it. And so you'd be playing this extremely long course in upwards of 20 miles an hour, 25 mile an hour winds. And me back in the day playing, high school golf, I'm only hitting my driver like 240. So like that's really difficult playing from 7,300 yards. But that's definitely the most like famous and like cool course experience for sure, especially in Sarasota anyway.
Now, what's it like at a Corn Ferry event? I've never been to one. Is the vibe similar to a PGA Tour event? And just very interested. Is it more low key? Can you get up close and personal? Talk to me about this event that you got going down there in Florida.
Well, you can very much get pretty close to the players. They do have like the stands where you can like sit and have your drinks and whatnot, like on 18 and things. You can go there, but the majority of people are sort of just walking, along with certain players. But I would say it's pretty similar, except you just get a little bit closer. But they've got everything roped off, and it's pretty similar in that regard.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Corn Ferry Tour up this way really only comes. There's a Live and Work in Maine Open that happens in June, and it is the same week as the Travelers Championship, which is like really the only PGA Tour event that now comes to New England, and it's in Stilly, Connecticut. But it's I definitely would love to check out like that week, but it's tough because not too much comes here. But I was able to not check it out, but like I almost got tickets to one in Savannah right around like the club car. So I've just heard such good things about the event. Like it's low key, but at the same time, like the guys are really nice and everything. So it's really cool to see everything going on out there.
A lot of players out there, and I would say probably the majority of players, you look at them and they are just as good as the PGA Tour, like the full circuit. Like they will go out there and a lot of times on those courses they'll shoot lower scores than the PGA Tour guys, like because they're very young and they've got like a ton of drive because they're trying to get to the best circuit, and it's just insane the kind of putts they make, the kind of shots that they can hit. It's honestly, if you're going to a PG or a Corn Ferry event, you're basically watching a PGA Tour event.
That's
For
pretty
like
cool.
a tenth of the price too, which is amazing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Even those Champions Tour events, you know, I mean, you got
Right.
some guys
Mhm.
that are dynamite.
Yeah,
I-
me and Mikey back in the day, we used to carry signs around for old golfers back in the day, and it used to be highlight of the summer when we did that. It was so much fun.
Brendan, that hat right there, it's got AP Arnie Palmi's autograph. Remember that?
Mhm. Yep, I got 2 golf balls signed by him. So those are like
Wow.
those are like my pride and joy treasures that will never be touched. Like I could be
I'm locked
penniless
away
and that
with the
thing won't be
keys, yeah.
sold.
Had no idea as a kid like how big like of a dude the guy was. Just going up, yeah, you can have this autograph. Like you look back on the moment and you're like, wow, I just like got that close to Arnold Palmer. Like,
Yeah.
why?
We were carrying a sign for Ben Crenshaw one time, and my mom was like, "How what?" Like my mom and dad were like freaking out. They were like, "Did you have a good time?" I was like, "Yeah, he was really nice." And like 3 years later, I was like, "Oh, that was the 1999 Ryder Cup captain, and like this dude has won 3 majors and like all of that." And I'm like, "Yeah, had no idea." Like I was carrying around a sign for him.
One of the greatest putters there is. Man, I would love to watch him putt. It's like watching.
Johnny, I want to get to your golf game. Like, I was thinking about what's a good question? Who fucking knows, you know? Like, but like, if you had to say your identity as like a player or like what you're trying to get to, whether it's like a couple things going on in your game specifically, or just an identity, like, give me what you're trying to do, how you're trying to get better, like what you enjoy, what you're feeling confident in.
You know, I'm sort of trying to figure that out too, especially from like a golf and a content standpoint. Like I'm still very much trying to figure out, you know, what is my place on golf TikTok and in the golf world, because like
Yeah.
it's a very new thing, you know, relatively new, this golf social media thing. Like in terms of my game, I'm trying to make sure it's the best that it can be, so that when I step up and, you know, have the camera at my back, I can, you know, perform well. But I'm sort of in that sort of like a state of just trying to figure out what really am I doing, because I have so many different things going on with golf and with the content. It's trying to find like a specific thing has been, you know, a very fun experience, but also a very difficult experience, you know.
Definitely. I mean, I'm 30 and I like take golf. I took it up late, but I'm also like in a different way. Like I'm not huge like social, like just had a kid, so I'm gonna like try and get as good as I can at golf and have fun playing. But like I'm like trying to make my grass good at home, like in my yard, just so I can like chip or putt on it, like just little things like that where you're like, or just thinking like, how could you make a living playing golf, and is it worth it? Because does it take away from your enjoyment of going out and hanging with your buddies and playing, like just that whole balance? But boy, isn't golf like, I have that and I just put this Timmy, you love this little putting strip, got it from a neighbor.
Perfect practice.
Right, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
love 'em.
exactly.
Love them.
But yeah, I go, but love it, Johnny. Thanks for joining us.
Johnny, you're a 3 handicap, and so kind of piggybacking off of Mike's question, you know, at what point did you really get into that upper echelon of player? We're pretty similar handicaps, all three of us, but we are at a different level than you are. At what point, did you crack down on your short game to get to that upper level? Did you start putting practice? Were you hitting the range every day? How did you get to that upper echelon type of player?
Well, first of all,
who knows?
I definitely want to say that I'm not a 3 handicap. That's what the gin says. And the gin is very inaccurate. And we talked about it before the podcast started, that you can cheese that system by just putting in 9-hole scores and it'll count it. If you can't, close like me, I can't post an 18-hole score to save my life at that handicap. But really, because I would say at one point maybe I was a 3, but certainly not now. But how that sort of became to be was I've been playing golf since I was 5. I really wanted to be like my grandparents, who were like the only sort of athletes in my family who kind of just played golf for fun. But I really started playing competitively around 13. I was starting to do the U.S. kids tournaments and, the local tournaments around here. And I had switched from coach to coach, and I really just couldn't find my place in that sort of regard. And eventually I did. I went to this golf academy. It's called Missing Link Golf Academy up in Lakewood Ranch at Legacy golf course over here. And they have 3 coaches there, and I really clicked with one of them. And that's an excellent privilege to have, because like a lot of people will go to coaches and maybe one person will understand what they're saying, but the other one won't, coming back. And
Definitely.
I was lucky enough to find someone who was sort of like, I understood what they were saying. They also understood where I was coming from too.
Right.
And we clicked, and I was going to this academy and working with my coach, Kevin, at the time. This was 2014. So 2017, we stopped. So we were working together for about 3 years, and he taught me everything that he knew. And I didn't know that at the time. But in retrospect, I saw that he was teaching me everything that he knew, because we sort of had that connection. We understood what we were saying, that he was able to put some different mechanic things in my brain that he wouldn't maybe put on others. And he gave me the ability to like diagnose and improve my swing without needing a coach. And that's sort of where it all began. Was I was able to go out and practice like 3 hours a day, working with a coach who understood my swing, and I understood where he was coming from. And then just from there, it sort of snowballed into where it is now, where, I haven't had a lesson in a year and a half, 2 years. I don't need to do that anymore. And it's sort of a freeing experience. And it's nice to be able to like go out and sort of play that level of golf and not really need to, think about, do I need to go see someone for a lesson or anything like that?
Interesting. Okay.
For sure. No, that totally makes sense. So, growing up playing golf, playing high school golf, what kind of made you decide to get into, I'm going to do golf social media and we're just going to see where it goes?
That was, social media has been really a product of both nature and nurture. I think Sarah mentioned this too. Is sort of like we've grown up in that digital sort of media age of social media, and that was sort of my main medium of consumption. Like I couldn't tell you, a movie quote, but I could tell you like about a YouTube video that I watched like, 5 years ago or something like that. It's just been my main medium. So I've always really loved social media in that regard. And I've always wanted to do it. I've had like gaming channels in the past, and I've always wanted to start a golf channel. I hadn't made it, but I never started actually filming with it. And when TikTok came out, it became so much easier and so much more accessible, and you were able to get views a lot easier and be able to test different things. And I really wasn't looking to take the jump really, but my girlfriend started doing it, who is now a TikToker, and she's in a different niche than golf, but she started doing it and she was doing really well in it. And she sort of inspired me to to really get the ball rolling. And so I started, posting like little skits and things, just, whatever popular sound was at the time, and, just make it a little golf focus. And then, we eventually hit things like what the driver you use says about you and things like that. But that was sort of how it started. And it kind of just snowballed from there. But like, I've always wanted to do it, but yeah.
Yep. And I remember I think that was the first video that I saw of yours. And I think I just like we immediately followed you because I was just like, this is hilarious. But that was like, I forget what you said about the M6, but I think it was like the M6. It's like, this was in everyone's bag at one time and another, and everyone still loves it, like all that stuff. But like some of them you went in ham on, and I was just like, I think it was the Cobra one. Like you just like immediately shot it down, and I was like, Jesus, all the Cobra guys are gonna come at you so hard, because I feel like that group is like such like the Cobra guy. Like I know, shout out Lawrence, like he's a huge Cobra guy, but like they are like, if you ever talk bad about Cobra, they'll hurt you.
Oh, they went after me pretty hard in the comment section. They went, but you like forget Cobra. The ping guys, now they're mean. They will come after you, bro.
Oh, one of the guys who usually does Timmy's younger brother, Brian, he's a big ping guy. And Brian's too nice to go after you, but I guarantee you, if you ever said something like, oh, why'd you pick ping? He's like, because it's the best.
I have met many people who don't know each other. And I've gotten the same response about ping from so many people, that you're either a ping guy, you're all in on ping, or you want nothing to do with them.
I know nothing different. I know nothing different. I've played my high school buddies ping since 2004.
I cannot wait for your fitting, Michael. I cannot wait until you try one other club besides a ping. And it's going to be either he's going back to the pings and staying forever, or he's out.
I'll definitely give him a whirl.
Got it. Absolutely.
For sure.
I just got to make it the fitting. Just got to make sure Poppy doesn't fuck it up.
Leave young Pop alone.
Okay.
Now, Johnny, tell us, what's in your bag? What do you play?
It's actually, I used to be a Titleist, like loyalist. Like I had everything Titleist. I had the Vokey wedges, I had the AP2s, I had the 917, 915, all these different ones. But I went and got fit in 2019 down at Club Champion over here.
Oh yeah.
And is that the place to go? Is that the place to go? Because I'm going to Joe and Lee's. It's a mom and pop by me, but I've heard Club Champion might be it.
Club Champion is awesome.
My dad is 60 something years old now, and he had the same thing. He had old Mizunos from like 1980, and he just recently got fitted probably like 3 years ago, and he plays in a league. And his improvement, he was almost like the golfer of the year. Like his team has won the championship.
That's terrific.
He's a D player, so like obviously A, B, C, D, and he is the amount of improvement. Like he's hitting draws, and he's like a I don't know 25 handicap, whatever. But he's hitting draws now with these new clubs. It's just incredible. And he's 60 years old, and he's hitting the ball 250 off the tee. I mean, it's pretty incredible. So Club Champion, I highly recommend. So keep going.
Fades only. Team power fades over here.
Let's
Come on,
go.
guys.
Let's go. No, I got fit. So I got fit there with a guy named Jordan Stolmack. He is by far like the best fitter that I've ever been with. And I walked out of there. I got everything fit except for a driver and a hybrid. And I think I dropped, I want to say 4 strokes after that, just simply because I was hitting it so much further. I had the AP2s in the bag, and now I've got the TaylorMade P790s.
Gotcha.
Which I've made a couple of videos on that, about how I think that's the best club ever made. But that I think I gained 20 yards, something ridiculous, out of my irons, just simply because of the lofts were lower and all that.
Yeah. So when I got fit at PGA Tour Superstore, and I was like you, but for clubs, I was TaylorMade. So I wanted to be a TaylorMade guy. I had these old Game Improvement Cleveland irons, but Game Improvement from like the early 2010s. So the back was like, the back was like that big. And it was just like, all right, like I can barely hit I can't hit these anymore. These are ridiculous. So I go in and I'm like, I have an M6, I have an M6 3-wood, like I have a hybrid. I'm like, we're getting and I said the same thing. I was like, I tested out the P790s too. And I'm like, we're getting the P790s. We're going to be TaylorMade people. And then I hit the Callaway Apexes and I was like, oh, like I hit these really, really well. So I've gone completely mixed bag with mine. I still play TaylorMade woods, but then I have the Callaway Apexes. I have the Cleveland. I will die on a hill for Cleveland wedges. Like I had a Vokey and I hated it. And as soon as I put the Cleveland back in, it was beautiful. And then I have an Odyssey putter because I got it for like my 18th birthday and I've been too cheap to, get a new putter.
Odysseys though are like, they're almost on the level of Scotty in terms of like longevity. Like you can keep Odysseys in the bag for a long time. Because
I know my Versa. I have the Odyssey Versa. Wow. I think it came out in 2012.
Oh my God. Like yeah. I have or my mom uses a Odyssey, I don't even know what it's called. It's an Odyssey blade. And it wasn't hers, it was her dad's. And and actually I think she has two of the same model.
Wow.
And she still has it in the bag from like, I don't even want to know, like 2000. Like it's so like it's still really good and it really works for her. Like
tell them about your putter.
Oh, I'm a big believer in putt. It's not the putter. It's the individual. Like you could putt with a pen now, but it's just got to be big enough to stroke the ball. I don't know. My putter is a Spalding. Don't know how old it is, but it fits me well. There's no U in the word Spalding like the basketball, but I am a big basketball guy, as you know. Caesar on in 23 minutes, and can't wait to scream at the officials like I told you guys earlier. But yeah, will never change my putter unless it breaks, I think.
Didn't you get it extended?
No, I didn't get an extended.
Okay, I thought for a second we were going the Jordan Spieth route, because if you remember that when he won his first major, he still had his putter from that thing is
TPM 3.
That's beautiful.
It's a nice putter.
Used to be black, right?
It used to be black, didn't it? When you first got it.
It might have used to be black. TP Mills. I think TP Mills is like a good friggin' putter. I don't know anything, but I think TP Mills. There was a guy on TikTok or Instagram, Brendan, that you told me to. He kind of remodels TP like Mills.
Is it Golf Dog? Is it Golf Dog? Because he does the pings and he's unbelievable. Like he has pings from like, I don't know, Johnny, if you know, like the ones that were like they were only made in Scottsdale from like 1968 to 1972 or something like that. So like apparently they're like a big like memorabilia item for like ping people. Like literally, like if you have like a ping putter from 1968 that says Scottsdale instead of Phoenix on it or something crazy like that. I know. I don't get it either. But
that's your rite of passage to get into the meetings every week.
Yeah, that's a ping. That's a ping rite of passage.
You have to show that to get in.
But like, I literally looked at I was going down a rabbit hole and I looked at eBay. They're like $1,500 to try and get.
Whoa!
Those. And I was like, holy moly! Like, so like it's a memorabilia thing. Like if you had one from like when you were, when your grandfather was playing back in the day, like it's not. I keep forgetting if it's Phoenix instead of Scottsdale or Scottsdale instead of Phoenix. It's one of those two since they're right next to each other. But apparently for like 4 years, instead of saying ping Phoenix, Arizona, they said like ping Scottsdale, Arizona, or it's the other way around. And it's like it's apparently like one of the greatest putters ever made. And all that nonsense.
I just looked it up. The basketball company is SPA. I think it's the same fucking company. I always thought the basketball company was with a U.
the same font. Of course,
I
it's
think
not.
The same
It's the
exact
same
font.
one.
Let's go.
The more you learn every day.
It's
Oh.
got a couple. It's definitely got a couple nicks on it, but
Are those grooves even in the center of the face? They don't. It looks like it's towards the heel.
No,
does.
that is 100% towards the. That's unreal.
Wow.
I'll never change. But sorry, Johnny, I think I cut you off.
I was just gonna say, is that do you think you'd find one of those putters in the ping vault? Like, is that? I would assume so.
I would hope so.
Hmm. That's a great question.
You know, like they have like a bunch of gold putters in there.
Mhm.
I would assume you'd probably find one of those in there.
Yeah. My brother has a dumbass gold putter that like it's like it breaks every time it hits the ball. It's like, dude, that's the one instance where I'm like, Chris, just get a better putter. That's like a mini. It's supposed to hit a mini golf ball. Or
Doesn't he have like a Tommy Armour or like whatever
He
they're
got a
called?
putter. I thought he got a putter.
did he get a putter? Did he?
Yeah,
upgrade?
I think he got a Tommy Armour or whatever now, or whatever they're called.
I'm trying to think.
Oh,
He went to Joe and Lee's. He ain't hitting draws, Tim. I might have to cancel that. Appointment. I might have to cancel that appointment.
fades only, baby.
Go to
Fades
Club
only.
Champion.
Johnny, you said you used to have Vokey wedges. Are you still hitting the Vokey wedges?
Yes, I'm still with. Yeah, I've got the SM8s.
Oh yeah.
I've had those in the bag for, gosh, 3 years now, maybe 4 years. I've definitely
Fair.
worn them out. Sarah would definitely want me to get
Oh
refit
my
for them.
god! I have like I thought she was gonna like jump through the thing and kill me when I told her I had like one set of wedges for like 7 years.
Dude,
Oh, it was so
All right,
funny.
we need Johnny to get a wedge fitting right now.
my wedges are from 2000. It's just terrific. It's.
Like you just need.
I hope the ball spins more
Oh,
when I
yeah.
hit the green. I hope I see a little action there.
It
I don't
can't
know.
spin any less with your wedges from 2000.
It's basically a flat face. There's no.
Hey,
no
hit an
Johnny,
80-yard
what do
wedge
you-
shot. It roll through.
What do you
green.
What do you like most most confident and least confident in your game? Like putting, driving, like approach game, scramble game, bunker game.
I think it's. I mean, the easy answer is the putting, of course. It's
That's
sort of
the
like,
hardest.
oh, for sure. It's the part of your game. I think for anyone. It's such a feel thing. It's a lot less mechanical than it is feel. And like if you were to leave, and not play for a week, you would feel much more confident in your swing than you would in your putting stroke. I feel like.
Great point.
I mean, you can look at Will Zalatoris during the PGA Championship. One day he was putting, decent, and then I think it was it Sunday or Saturday where he literally could not make a single putt to save his entire life, and like it was like looking almost like a figure eight, like he was coming like it was looking like a Jim Furyk swing. He was coming like
360.
in and then going out, and it was nuts.
He nailed him though. He nailed him when it mattered. He got in the playoff with 2 big putts on 17 and 18. But
Well, no one was doing anything that Sunday.
No,
the PGA.
but his putting stroke. So all right, if we take you, so you 2-putt everything, Johnny. You get on the green 2-putt.
Yeah.
Where are you working? Like or not working? I mean, you probably have. You're 23. You're probably not working too. Do you work a lot, very hard on your game? Like,
You still do the 3 hours a day?
Oh God, no! I wish no. I used to be called a range rat just because I wouldn't go out to the course and I just sit on the range for,
your girlfriend must love that.
Oh, she does. It's great. Nowadays it's sort of like I get out when I can because in college and life starts going and I'm not playing in college golf. I don't have the drive to play professionally. So it's like, I'll go out and play. If I can get out there twice a week, hit the range, for an hour and go out. But I think really the practice nowadays, like, I think I bet you would agree, is that practice smarter, not harder. Sort of have that thoughtful practice going in, and make sure, like, if you're hitting 5 balls, make sure that 5 balls, like, you're trying to do something with your swing. Always be testing something out, and like, oh, you're trying to keep your club in front of your hands, or you're trying to work on some sort of rotation thing like that. Like, if you have a goal like that, like 5 balls doing that versus 100 balls just going out there and swinging it, it's gonna be a whole lot better, you know.
You're resonating entirely with my being right now. Like I have like a strip in my backyard. I'll hit 5 balls like every hour, like during the workday, because I work at home. So it's terrific. You know, like, so I'm just sneaking out the back door, hit a couple, come downstairs, go up, you know, every hour. It's awesome. And I was watching a Pete Cowan TikTok. I don't know whose TikTok it was, but it was Pete Cowan giving a little bit of a lecture saying, like, when your grip, like, obviously no matter how tight or loose it is, like you're wringing a towel, like you want your forces to be working against one another so you can keep your like club head steady and like in the back. So like he's just all about keeping that club head steady and then letting natural forces, which I've never thought about, like natural, like gravity, like he's talking about manipulating the swing, like every time you're late, like coming through, like, or early, like using your hands ahead of the club. Like he's just talking about using your hand, right and left hand against each other, like naturally, and letting the gravity like kind of take the club through the ball. So I've been trying to do that, you know, like past couple of days, and it's just fun to have something in mind and try it.
No, it's really cool. Like golf is like the only sport, like in tennis, you're swinging under like this, and baseball you're swinging out, where golf you're quite literally just using gravity and you're letting the club drop. Right. That's what it is. And a lot of people, you know, a lot of like newer players, they sort of just think like go in and just swing the shit out of it and just pretend like it's a baseball, when that really it couldn't be further than the truth. You're using, like you said, natural forces. That's just, you know, it's pretty unique.
You never know what like little tidbit is going to help you dramatically or make you more confident. And like, yeah, I was going to say something.
Right. Absolutely.
I was going to say, I'll figure it out, but.
Hey, Johnny, always ask everyone, do you have any hole-in-ones? Please tell me you do.
No, I'm that guy who says that I technically had a hole-in-one, but I hit the first one in the water and ended up making par. Yeah,
that actually happened.
I think I'd rather just make bogey. I think I'd rather just make bogey.
I would definitely rather just make bogey.
No, I was out here at hole 6 at on the East Course over here, and I was like, I don't know, 12 or 11, and I hit a 7-iron from like 90 yards and hit the first one, chunked it in the water, and then re-teed, hit the second one, and just flew it in.
Great par.
Thanks.
Unbelievable par.
It's one of the like worst best experiences, you know.
Like, Dad, can I please have a mulligan? Like, can we please count that? Oh my God, that's unreal.
No, it's such it's fun to say, but like it really hurts inside, you know.
So when someone asks you, do you have a hole-in-one, does it pain you to say that? You say yes, but
no,
like,
yeah.
I'm sure you just want to get a real
hurts.
hole-in-one out of the way. It's just so you can knock that completely out of the park.
Well, it'd be great, because then I can come on the podcast and you ask me if I have any hole-in-ones, I can say yes, you know.
True.
Like, I don't have to give any caveats. You know, like, well, I hit the first one in the water. Well, you know, it I don't know, it's still a fun experience though. It's like, it's fun to tell.
Yeah.
Oh, no, 100%. So, Johnny, I know, like yourself, I feel like both of us are pretty big tour junkies and like always following the stuff. And I definitely took, I mean, like this week has been nuts, but I definitely took some advice from you when I was like looking at videos and everything like that, and kind of understanding how to make them and kind of do like updates like that. What has been some of like your like, especially for a week like this, how crazy is it for content when you're just like, I don't know what I want to post, but I want to post everything, but I need to save some stuff. Like, what do I do here?
Well, the problem with this is that like I posted a video that Kevin Na was leaving, and
Mhm.
I knew that other people were gonna go. Like,
Yeah.
if Kevin Na's gonna do it, like someone who's like a pretty middle tier, like in terms of popularity, like he's not like someone down here like Sebastian Munoz or like a DJ. Like he's in the
Yeah.
middle. Some people will be influenced by him.
Mhm.
Like I knew that other people were gonna go, but I had to get it out. And like, what do? Do you save it? Do you wait? Because like the very next day I posted after I posted that video, Dustin Johnson leaves, and then
Shocking.
it was rumored that Sergio left. I think it's still rumored. I don't think he
No,
announced
he's
it yet.
there. He's a He's one of the team captains. It's actually kind of funny. His team is called Fireballs Golf Club, and it's like literally a golf ball on fire. It's hilarious.
Is it Fireballs with a Z?
No, just fireballs.
Like, I don't know, man. Like,
Is Munoz gone?
No, he's
no.
staying.
I was just that was just an example. I don't think so, but like, so when they say, because I've been looking at these headlines, they're saying like they're joining Live. Does that mean that they're also resigning? Because I don't think so.
So Kevin now resigned from the PGA Tour.
Oh,
Justin
right.
Johnson did.
He retired. Kevin now retired. So obviously the PGA Tour-
Resigned. He didn't retire. He resigned.
No, he retired, I believe. And the reason he did that is
This is money.
because they have a pension.
Right.
Yeah, they do.
Right. He wants his pension while still getting paid
Yes.
$100 million or whatever he's
Yeah.
getting.
DJ straight resigned because he can't get the pension because he got suspended.
Yeah.
And then Graham McDowell did not.
Wait, say that again, Brendan. He can't
DJ
get
got
his.
Yeah. Wait, did you not, Mike? That was like 10 years ago when DJ got caught with cocaine.
I don't know if I.
So
It's sort of like
low.
it's like a PGA Tour felony. Or
Yeah.
like,
He can't get his pension due to that.
Yeah, that's the
Right.
rule for all professional sports pensions. If you get suspended, you can't get your pension.
Really?
yeah.
So a bunch of NBA guys like smoking dope can't get their pension.
Unless they got reinstated after they
Or
retired.
NFL guys, I should. NFL guys. I
Oh
should say.
yeah, the NFL rules are so bad about that. Like if you get suspended once in the NFL,
You don't get your pension. That's wrong.
yeah, we know, but it's the NFL and they don't care.
Well, even in the PGA, I don't know. Like he made a mistake once. Like you're gonna. I don't know, but that's another topic for another time. Here we go.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but it's like I was not expecting someone on the level of Dustin Johnson.
I think that was
believe.
everyone's shock. Like I remember, like for me personally, I was like reading the list and like I follow Dan. I mean, he'll never listen to this podcast, but shout out Dan Rappaport. I follow him like religiously on like Twitter, and he was like, I think he tweeted out beforehand. He was like, there is a name on here that will shock you, and I was like, me thinking like, all right, it's Bryson, it's Phil. Like it's Sergio, but that's not going to shock you. Like it's Kevin, or like maybe it was like one of, like Tyrrell Hatton or someone who's like really, really good, but just doesn't have like big name recognition outside of the tour. And then they dropped DJ, and I was like, holy.
It's even like if DJ was homeless, like you don't think Wayne Gretzky would be like, here's a couple $1,000 to get yourself back on your feet. Like I live day to day. Like, I don't like, what does he need the money for? Like, if that's what it comes down to, like, and did Phil say that he still plans on playing in the majors, or was that DJ or
All
Kevin?
of them,
All of them are still playing in the majors. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they're also looking forward to Ryder Cup as well.
No, so they can't play in the Ryder Cup because DJ resigned from the DJ resigned from the PGA of America in order to play in it too. So Kevin Na retired. Well, Kevin Na love Kevin Na. He probably wasn't going to make a Ryder Cup team anytime soon. But if you resign from the PGA Tour, you technically also have to resign from the PGA of America, which runs the Ryder Cup, the President's Cup, and the PGA Championship.
Does it?
But
So can they play?
But I think if you win the PGA Championship, you get in no matter what, anyways. But yeah.
Oh, because DJ's won the PGA Championship.
Has he? I don't know.
No, DJ won the U.S. Open and the
Open.
Masters.
And the Masters.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I love the guys staying. That's where I stay. I'm on that side. Give me the guys staying, the Rorys, the Spieths, you know, the JTs, Tiger.
I think what JT said, Johnny, I don't know if you saw it today, but I thought what JT said today was fantastic, where he was just like, I disagree with their decision. They made it. Like, I don't think of DJ any less. I'm like, yeah, dude, I wouldn't think of DJ any less either. He just made $100 million for saying I'm going to play in an event.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the right way to go about it.
I wouldn't have a problem with it if it was like you or I, like trying on the Corn Ferry and we get an invite, like you're just trying to scrap it. But fucking DJ, what more? How much more money do you need? Like how much?
They offered Tiger $850 million to play.
Holy moly! That was the number. I didn't realize that number was public.
It's not so it was like, it's rumored basically.
I
think it's probably
whatever Brendan says. You got to take Brendan's word with a grain of salt. Sometimes, not always, just sometimes.
Hey, that's not nice. It's true, but it's not nice.
850. But regardless, like if it was someone struggling to make it in golf and they're like, oh, I get an invite to go make millions. Like
that's so like I made a joke, I think.
Is that right? Is that wrong of me to say? I don't know.
It's not, but they wanted, I mean, go make your money. But like that's the thing where they got so they got a lot of younger guys like Turk Pettit, James Piot, who just won the USAM last year, Andy Ogletree, who won it 2 years ago. They gave them like this is reported, and I saw from a Monday Q Info, who's like very reliable. They paid them $6 million to join that tour. So they're going after the younger amateur guys right now, to like basically the really, really good amateurs. And they're just like, come here, we'll pay you this, you'll turn pro, you'll get this money up front, you can make this amount. Like it's such a tough, and I kind of want to get your opinion on it too, Johnny, before I go off in a huge rant, but I just think it's such a complex, I think it's so complex where I'm like, I don't like what's happening, but at the same time, like I can't blame Turk Pettit, who probably would not make $6 million on the PGA Tour in 4 years or 3 years unless he won. Like I can't blame him for going to a place where they're like, oh yeah, $6 million up front, and the least you'll make is, what is it, 50 grand a tournament, and by the way, that's guaranteed.
Well, yeah, right. It's I know that you've mentioned before about how players who don't make the cut don't make any money.
Yes, that was, oh my God, I got crucified on TikTok. I got crucified. Yeah. They were like, they don't deserve to make money. I'm like, dude, you're like, the PGA Tour is making $1 billion a year off their labor, and you don't want to pay them $1,000 to cover expenses.
Well, I mean, in terms of $1,000 wouldn't do much. Like, but no, but like I understand where you're coming from, and like because I've been thinking about it recently that like let's take the upfront money aside. Like let's just say, you know, DJ wasn't making $100 million, whatever the hell he's making. You know, or Ricky Fowler. Let's say Ricky Fowler, like say he's not making, you know, 25 million or whatever he's making. Why would he go there? Well, there's no cuts. And no cuts means he's in the money every week. And if, you know, you haven't been following the PGA Tour in the last 3 or 4 years, the kid hasn't been making any cuts. So he's been losing money every week, except for like the tie 50th he gets, or maybe the tie 20th every once in a while. So he's losing money every year, you know, just from playing. So why would he not go, you know, and play on a tour like that?
And so I don't know if you I don't know. I follow the Caddy Network a little bit here and there. You know how like on the PGA Tour, like caddies have to buy their own health insurance, pay all their own expenses. All the caddies on Live, they're getting all their expenses paid for by Live. So like there is so much positive that I think is coming from this, but then you look at the background, and and that's why it's such a hard, complex decision for me, because like I love the positives of, okay, we're like basically making everyone a full-time employee on this. So you get health benefits, you get your expenses paid for, everyone's making money. That part. I think it's great. I think 54 holes is cool. I think the shotgun starts are cool. Like, I think the team idea, like more like a Formula One thing, which Saudi Arabia owns anyways. And so that's why they're doing it too. I think that's interesting. But then you look at like the people behind it and you're just like, oh, like, and you know, the PGA Tour's response is going to be ruthless as well. And like, we're not going to be able to see a lot of these guys back on tour. So it's just like, it's a very, very, that's the only way I can answer it. It's a very complex situation. I don't know what we're going to do about it.
Well, you know, I'm actually kind of curious to see what your opinions on this would be, but like, a lot of people in my comment section are mostly like the people who are pro, like only PGA Tour, you know, we're PGA Tour loyalists, that's all we want. Most of them, or at least in my comment section, are doing that because of you know, the background of Saudi Arabia. And you know, I mean, that's valid. It's 100% valid, of course. Like that, it's you know, those the unspeakable things.
Yeah.
But you know, let's remove that variable. Let's pretend that it was backed by, I don't know, let's say it was backed by the US, you know, or somebody else, or a non-governing body, you know, so just a big venture capital firm or something like that. You know, would those people still be, you know, PGA loyalists, or would they allow this competition to happen? Because what you're saying, you know, that the caddies are getting, you know, all expenses paid, you know, these guys are, there's no cuts, you're making all this money, it's so much better for players to go and play these events and be televised and you know, and all that, you know, is that do you think it's a net positive? You know, is it a net negative?
Like, that's the thing. Like, I hope it's kind of, and Timmy and Mike, please come in on this before I go off and, you know, we end up doing a 3-hour podcast. But I just think like there's a lot of positives. There are like, I loved Greg Norman as a player, but like as an executive, he's horrendous. With everything, you know, with everything he said, with everything he's done.
Sure.
You know, I do think, like, I think there are very good positives there. I think there's some negatives because, you know, let's be honest, like, the reason why DJ is there is not because he wants to grow the game of golf. He's there because he got paid $150 million up front, as did Phil, as did Lee Westwood, who got $50 million. Like, Lee Westwood, who will not be able to play in majors ever again if the majors cut them, because he's never won any of the majors. So he's out. And they're not going to award OWGR points, most likely, to the league, because it's run by the majors and the PGA Tour, and the PGA Tour doesn't want competition. So that's out of there too. So if he wants to play in the US Open, he's got to go to the local muni qualifier. Like, there's so many good things, but then you just see, and it's just like in the background too, it's just kind of, you know, I'm very happy for the players, but I wish it was run by someone different. But at the same time, like, you can't really blame them for going. Like, if I got offered $150 million to go play golf in London, England, I would do the same thing.
I think it comes down to like that human rights issue, right? Like these, where this money is coming from is coming from places where people's human rights are belittled and not on par with what we have here in the United States. No, even though this United States isn't perfect, obviously, it's very not in a great space either. But I think, I don't know. I think change is good for sure. Like, F1 is amazing, you know.
It is.
It really is.
It's awesome.
So So
Well-
I just hope that this, like, people I think have talked about like the change being like to, I don't know how human rights issues are like in Saudi Arabia currently, but like
Not great.
not great, I'm
Not
sure.
great.
It's not like this is change. It's not like this is changing.
We're gonna have to cut this part when Liv wants to buy the podcast for $10 million. We're gonna have to cut.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to go back and cut
Are we
this part
selling
out.
out?
Well, you can't.
Oh,
You can't
dude, we are selling
take
out
the stance.
so hard. If anyone ever came to us for that money, I'd be like, do it.
But you can't take this. You can take. It's all money. Like you can't take the stance that we're trying to improve like the quality of life for people like that are
Yeah.
like on the median, like this average, like.
And that was my biggest thing with Phil, where I was just like, dude, just say you're getting paid oodles. Like, just say you're getting paid oodles and oodles
Right.
of money. We're good. We're 100% okay.
Like
I
Riggs
get it.
from Barstool on Twitter or whatever. He's like, just like these people are coming out with these wicked long ways of just saying I'm taking the money. Like, like
Really sorry, but like,
it's just like, dude, I'm taking the money. Like even me right now, like if you're like I don't know anything about Saudi Arabia. Like literally have never even looked into the culture there. But obviously you read things and. Like I'm in a place right now where if I can't trust like the people at top, like even if I'm getting like I'm in a fine place, like I'm battling paycheck to pay, like what is this? Like this is crazy sometimes. I don't know.
there's something that I've been reluctant to bring up on my channel just simply because I know I'm going to be just ostracized for it. So I'm going to debut it now. And you know,
only get a couple. You only get a couple listeners, but I love it.
I'm gonna. I haven't wanted to talk about it. I haven't wanted to talk about it, you know, but I will now.
It is 9:07. Celtics haven't tipped. We ride. Go on.
So, you know, we talk about the Saudi civil rights, you know, issues. The king al Saud.
Yeah,
he's murdered journalists, American journalists. They're largely they are responsible for the import blockade in Yemen. You know, it's responsible for 3 to 13 million people starving to death, cholera. You know, there's a big civil war there. They're basically the sponsor of. You know, all of that is really bad, and I in no way am I defending Saudi Arabian civil rights abuses. We're getting that out of the way right now. I'm not defending any of that. But the PGA Tour cannot say that they are the defenders of civil rights or human rights when they have PGA Tour China, which is not managed by the PGA Tour. As of 2019, it was handed off to a management firm, which is owned by the Chinese government and Xi Jinping. And the Chinese government is responsible for the abject servitude of over 1 million Uyghur Muslims. Sorry, now this video is going to get taken down for some reason. Sorry.
It won't. Don't worry. We don't get enough views for it to get taken.
So how can
we love it to get taken down?
Right. How can the PGA
we would
Tour
get so much more popular if I keep bring up every genocide known to man, please. We'll get so popular. I'm so happy.
How can the PGA Tour be okay? Like, how can they say that they're defenders of human rights when they have the government of China running one of their tours?
Yeah, no, completely 100% agree on that side. And you know, it's the same thing when they won't let guys go to the Saudi Arabia Open, but they'll let them go to the, you know, all the ones in the Emirates or Qatar who are just, you know, I mean, they're not as bad, but I mean, Qatar has bad records as well, like everything like that. It's brutal.
So realistically, you could say that about literally, you could throw a dart at a map and say, all right, well, they've got some issues, you know?
Yeah. They wouldn't be playing the British Open. Like if we were talking about, like they wouldn't be playing in America. Like it's just, it's brutal. And obviously we try and stay away from politics on this, on the talk, but like it needs to be talked about that, like it is true where, you know, we can't, I personally agree with you 100%. I just wish the players would say, oh, and they are now doing it, which is good. Like Kevin Na basically came out and said, like, I'm taking the money, guys. Sorry. Like,
Yeah.
I wish Phil would have done the same thing instead of saying like he wants to grow the tour and he wants to grow golf. It's like,
Ew.
no, you don't. You want $200 million. Like, just
So
be
on the
honest
flip-
with us. We're
on the flip
okay.
side of that, so it's basically
Mhm.
what it basically all comes down to is the dollar sign, and we
Yeah.
want the players to come out and say, yeah, I'm going there just because of the money. But also, from what I'm gathering from this, is we also want the PGA Tour to say we don't support this because it's hurting our dollar value in the future. They are threatening our dollar value, and
Or
not
make the
because we
changes.
don't support what they
Yeah.
do.
Or make the changes necessary. Start giving your caddies insurance and paying for their expenses. Start, there's a bunch of guys out there who miss cuts and take home $0 every week. Like, and they're in the, like what we talked about with Ricky, like Ricky was probably, besides his sponsor money, like Ricky was probably in the red for a good amount of, I think it was 2020
For
when
sure.
he legitimately did not, I don't think he made a cut. Like, not, he made cuts, but like, you know what I mean? He was finishing T60,
High 70,
bringing home like
yeah.
$7,000, like the PGA Tour makes so much money, like reinvest it in there. Definitely reinvest it in the Corn Ferry Tour because those guys are legitimately living out of their cars half the year.
Yep.
And
Mhm.
like same thing with the cat. Like if Liv can do that, like I hope that the PGA takes the positives from Liv and implements them. I hope they keep what they're doing right with the Monday qualifiers, with having like I know some people are pissed about big fields. I don't care about that, to be honest with you. I love when a guy like Corey Connors Monday qualifies and wins the tournament. Like that's unbelievable. That's an amazing story to me. I hope they take the positives. Knowing the PGA, they probably won't, and they'll probably just ban these guys for years, which will be funny. And then we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, that's why I think Liv is a net positive for golf, but a net negative for culture.
Yeah,
That's just the way it is.
I think that's the best way to say it. And then you have to, like what you said before, you have to have the balancing of like, what do we care more? Do we care more about golf? Do we care more about the culture?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
All
It's
right.
10-2. It's 10-2 right now.
Mike, yep, there we go.
You're ahead of me, baby. You're ahead of me. The garden's rocking, baby. Garden is rocking.
Oh man. All right, Tim, you want to end with the normal questions we asked?
Yeah, well, I'm now curious because we know what's in your backyard. Now,
Yes, that is true.
Given the option, would you change that into a hole of your choosing? If you could have any hole in your backyard with all the scenery and everything like that, you could have any hole, what would it be in your backyard?
I wouldn't change it because I have 2 holes in my backyard. I've got 9 on this side and I've got 18 on this side.
Even
No,
Wow.
I would not.
Incredible.
That's an answer. But if you didn't, if you lived in Antarctica, where would you play? What hole would you play on if you could walk out of your backyard?
My genuine answer is it would be 18 on the East Course here. It's a straight ahead par 5. You can turn it into a par 4. You can turn it into a par 3.
Brendan, he is yours, man.
Par 5 18s. Everyone know. Oh my God,
Brendan,
that is. I've been trying to say everything. So mine's 18 at Harbortown because we have family down in South Carolina. I go to the RBC Heritage every year. It's unbelievable. But I think every single PGA Tour course should have their 18th hole be a par 5. I just think that is something that should be ingrained. That's why at East Lake in Atlanta, they change 9 and 18 every year because 9 is actually the par 5 and the real 18 is the par 3, but they change it because it needs to be a par 5 to end the tournament.
Absolutely. If you make a bad tee shot and you have to get to the green in 2, it makes it so much more entertaining.
Or you eagle to win. Yeah, eagle to win is by far and away the best thing that can happen on the PGA Tour, I think.
Now, do we have a par 3 17th?
Or
par 3 17 at Harbortown, baby.
Mm.
That is. That is one of the hardest par threes I've ever played in my entire life. So I think that is. I like it.
Every course needs a drivable par 4 in the last 4 holes. There's nothing more.
Go at Steph Curry, boys. Go at him. They're going at him big time. He's tiny.
Oh no. All right, so we've lost Mike. Mike,
they're going at him. They're going at him to start this game, baby. I fucking love it. I absolutely love it. Hit that mouth guard chewing little bitch.
We lost him. We're losing him.
He's having a great night, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm just kidding. I've only had one margarita.
That's okay.
But Johnny, I really enjoyed this. This is one of our better discussions, and I think you fit in this crew nicely, man.
Yeah.
Good luck to everything that you got going on, and keep on.
Oh no, where did Tim go?
He's like, yeah, all right. They're outroing. We're good.
Oh no worries. No, thank you so much, Johnny. We really appreciate. I wish we could do a better. Okay. Do you want anything? Do you want to plug anything? Anything you want our listeners to know, aka like my mom? But go for it.
Well, yeah, you can follow me at Johnny V Golf on TikTok and Instagram. We're starting YouTube soon. Hopefully, we're working on that. But yeah, thank you very much for having me on. I would definitely love to come back if you ever want an update on the Live Tour.
Definitely.
We can definitely talk about that. So
get that YouTube.
We'll spend 3 hours on it. We will literally spend so long on it. Thanks so much, Johnny.
Wait, if you're ever here, we got to play. I don't know if you guys said that.
Timmy's back.
No. Yeah,
Timmy's back.
Absolutely.
Ever come up north?
Yeah, for sure.
Excellent.
Wait.
Thank you, sir.